Hello, AP Literature students. So, if you don't know me, I'm Miss Hancock. And I decided I needed to start giving you maybe like a weekly video update about what we're doing and what to expect, just so that you can keep up with what's going on in the classroom and maybe clear up some questions that you might be having. So, hopefully, you have read all the way through Macbeth Act 3 at this point, and you'll be taking the reading quiz as normal. Activities this week, nothing too different from what you're used to seeing. We're doing a new criticism this week, formalist. We will hit every criticism twice, once first semester, once second semester, so don't worry about having to remember all of them or anything like that. So since you guys aren't in school to watch the TV show we watch, you get to choose your own TV show to watch. Then on Friday, this is kind of like the biggest difference I think this week, is you'll have your first vocab quiz. So vocab quizzes in AP Literature look a little bit different. If you did take AP Language last year, you're kind of used to them. There's a story and there's parts of it that are underlined, and that is where I use one of the literary devices that you have learned this over the last month or so, and you just have to identify what that literary device is. You will be given a word bank. If you were not in AP Lang last year and you are a little bit confused, the first quiz will really clear it up, and it's only 11 points for the first quiz. After that, they do build on each other and they do become worth more points, but the first one's only 11 points, so that if you don't do that hot on it, it's okay. It's basically the equivalent to a reading test. But again, there's a story on there. I made it up, and parts of it will be underlined, and you will have to identify which of the literary terms that we have learned so far this week that I am using in that section. So like if I were to say something, I don't think this is one of your words this week, but let's say one of your words is alliteration, and I was to say, like she sells seashells by the seashore, and I underline that and I put a number 1 next to it, then you would say that number 1 is alliteration. Okay, again, it'll be super clear I think after you take the test, and that is on Friday. We will be finishing Macbeth for next week, and then we'll move on to our next story. So since you're virtual, you haven't heard me say that Oedipus and Macbeth are the hardest things that we read. So after this, we're going to move toward things that are a little bit more contemporary, or at least written in the 20th century. So I don't think you'll find them as difficult to read. Don't forget that you have an independent novel essay due December the 18th, where you do have to read a classic novel for it. So you might want to be getting on that. I think that's everything that you need to know for this week. If you have any questions, you can always call me at school, 636-456-4311, extension 2146. You can always email me, let me know. If you're doing good, I will see you next week.